The dream and aspiration of every sportsperson is to make changes in their immediate environment. Having these opportunities to make the needed impact begins with the first step, getting the requisite knowledge. These coaches and administrators are taking that step after waiting for a whole year.
We have the chance now to rebuild it, and you are the first set of people that are coming to ignite that change that we have started. Because we need you to actually key into this vision of reviving NIS so that Nigeria will not need to be using calculator again each time we are going for international matches. Just imagine the World Cup is going to be starting when? June. And FIFA has increased the slot of Africa to 10, and Nigeria is not one of the 10.
The task before these students is beyond learning, and they are ready to start the journey.
It's not about you talking. Let's get into the system, and for you to get into the system, you need to learn and understand how football is being administered, which is why I decided to enroll for this course. So I believe that after the end of this program, I'll be able to probably, first of all, in our local league, look for a football club and administer the things I've learned here, then take it beyond.
Looking at the situation of the football situation in Nigeria is not encouraging. So we need people who can step up and correct things, make things be in order. Again, we have the passion, we want to compete. We don't want a situation whereby we'll be limited. Like, seeing the likes of Guardiola, seeing the likes of many top coaches, we want to compete with them.
So I'm an athlete, and then I'm going into coaching because I feel like they should have someone to look up to, like a role model. So while I'm coaching them, they know that I've never lost in a fight. Yeah, so I want them to look up to me and be like, oh, okay, they want to be like this person. And there are some coaches that when they are saying things, you just look at them like they are not that good. So why are they trying to? So they'll need to see me as someone that is I'm giving out my knowledge and everything, yeah, something like that.
I came to the school for making a better knowledge about the body. Fitness is about the functioning, how you can perform well, and how to treat athletes without a fatigue. So I want to be a better coach and to make a recovery for athletes and players.
For every coach here, there's a story.
Around December last year, I make a post on my Twitter handle that God should send an helper my way so that I could do my NIS coaching certificate. And by January, when Rashidat wanted to help people getting their certificate, so I'm likely to be among the students.
I'm part of the awardees for the Rashidat Jibadi Sport Foundation. It's an opportunity I feel so grateful to God for, because announcing it was divine. It so happened that I got the information for the scholarship on the day it was going to end. Having to transit into sport because I'm an accountant, and also I'm into sport management, running academy. I see lives where lives I can impart with full knowledge of sport development.
We had to make sure that the opportunity goes to those who actually need it, and not just to people who would get the opportunity and not make the best of it. We have some really interesting cases of candidates. Some had already even posted on social media, like on X, that they would appreciate a sponsor for some of these programs. And lo and behold, a few months later, Rashida Ajibadi's foundation is here answering prayers.
This is a very huge step that we are taking this morning, and the institute, having been repositioned, and it's taking, its rightful place to, deliver on its mandate of producing coaches and other personnel for the sports ecosystem.
The expectation is that over-reliance on nurtured talents of Nigerian descent across the globe by sports administrators will be minimized if these coaches are able to train and impact that knowledge gained from the institute on young athletes from the grassroots to elite level.
Yeah, that's Rashida Ajibade doing something really spectacular there. 25 of those coaches that are currently attending NIS were sponsored by her, courtesy of her foundation. Welcome to Channel Sport on Sunday. I'm Cecilia Mogbe. And of course, I've got a special guest. Is it a guest or it was here? But there is a special someone in the studio because from next week Sunday, I'm not sure I'll be sitting on this chair at all because he's right here in the studio. Kenny's back.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Cici. Each and every one of you. It's been a pleasure watching you guys being part of the show. And you
It's
go.
been a pleasure globetrotting.
Then you have the pleasure of globetrotting, but it is not as sweet as when you come back home, Cici.
Yeah.
Home is home, no matter how you want to do about it. I miss you guys. I miss Nigeria. I miss wearing what I want to hear. I miss walking when I want to walk. I mean, not wearing. I miss Albert. I'm here. I'm here.
And you miss the traffic and no light. Welcome to the program.
I think on the bright side, not on the blind side. We started after a very difficult week for sport in Nigeria. This week, that for me is like the white pap from the black pot, the new thing going on in NIS, and I think it's been long overdue, but it's better late than never. I hope we can sustain the momentum because without the trainer, it's garbage in, garbage out.
Yes.
If you don't have the quality trainer, then the output will be rubbish. Permit me to use that word.
Yeah, I agree with you on that because there's nothing you can actually say, and that's why we import coaches who are not even as good as the one we have in here. If NIS is functioning and we are able to, put out the very best. I mean, if you check, when you check the report, you see the young athletes, the younger ones, the taekwondo girl, she's still, doing her own sport. And you see a legal practitioner who wants to be a sports administrator. You see those who own academies because they feel that they need to, get the learning, get the education, and come in. Even the last one, an accountant who, happens to be one of those that Rashida Ajibade sponsored, he has been aiming to actually get into sports, and he got an opportunity, courtesy of Rashida Ajibade, and he's there at NIS. Now, Ken, what do you think maybe NIS can do differently in this aspect? Because it has started already. They waited for 1 year. When Philip Shaibu, the Director General, came, on board, he suspended all kinds of, every forms of admission, and then they had to wait, restructure, and reorganize to be able to have these 232 coaches admitted into the institute.
Yeah, Cici, let me put it this way. Without a solid foundation,
yes,
the superstructure is nothing. You understand? You might be walking around, driving around the street and you are seeing edifices, 20-story building, 30-story building, or whatever it is. If the foundation is not strong enough, it cannot carry that particular structure. So basically, maybe suspending every activity. The place was, I don't know the last, I've been going to the stadium, but I don't know the last time I entered it. But I know when I entered it the last time, it was not where you think you want to train. We're not talking about training the trainers. And that is the thing. So if you don't have, where they want to study, if you don't have the quality of education, if you don't want to have the facilities to study, you just go in there and then what do you give out? Because you see, let me tell you something. It is like when you are sick and they take you to the hospital, you abandon, you put all your faith in the ability of the medical doctor to treat you. If that medical doctor was not trained very well, you say that I'm putting so that you can understand. You can understand the same thing we're talking about coaching here. It is training the trainers because they are people that want to imbibe that knowledge into you. And with all facets, like you said, it's not just the coaches, like you said, owners, physios, every other person. And that is what is Institute of Sports. That is what it is. So if, I think one of the best is the Australian Institute of Sports.
Yes.
That is one of the best in the world.
And they said this was actually modeled after.
Exactly. You understand? So you check it out. Okay, it not just say, let us copy what is there. You come in here, you adapt to your own needs, and thank God, Cici, thank God that the president has now decided that I want to put monies into here. We want to see the result of these monies. We have seen how the place has been the whole facility has been facilitated and stuff like that. We're happy over that. And now what we about the quality of the manpower that they are going to have, so that the product will be as a result of, not garbage in, garbage out, like where I just said whatever I go to say, but as a quality in, quality out.
Yeah.
I think that is what we should be expecting.
Yeah,
this is good.
And
for Rashidat, I just want to say thank you. You see, some of us, those who are at times on this show, we criticize even state governors that when the Super Eagles have won trophies, you will see all the governors want to host them. You understand? You see, Ernest Okonkwo said, when you cheer before a goal is scored, you are part of that. That is why they say you are the 12th man. You understand? But when you cheer after the goal has been scored, you are only reacting to an impulse. So it is in making Rashidat as the captain of the national team, as a kid, as a woman child that came up from there, says, look, this is what we should do. This is where the problem lies. Let us train those who pick us up, who taught us this thing. We just want to say thank you. That's all. To me, thank you, Rashidat. And there are more Rashidat out there. I know Assad also have our own foundation, depending on what they have, but foundation is not just about bringing people to come and play football and come and do other things. Affect some of them, train them, their education, their whatever it is, but so that they can have a career, identify their talent, and nurture those talents to stardom, so that they can get a career out of what that talent God has able to give them. This is what you are good at.
Yeah, that's what they're good, and hopefully we can get, the likes of Pep Guardiola from these people you just watch. All right, let's leave the grassroots and, of course, quickly talk about the FIFA World Cup. The countdown is on, right? How many days to go?
53.
It's 53 days to go to the FIFA World Cup. And, of course, from New York to California to everywhere you're talking about, people have complained about not just tickets, but also transportation. And I'm wondering, will this be a World Cup where people cannot even afford to transport themselves to the stadium? Because some stadiums, if you happen to drive there, you're going to pay as much as $225
to park.
So if you're not driving, you pay $150 to travel. So you need money to be able to attend this World Cup. We're not talking about ticket prices here. We're talking about being able to get to the stadium. From New York to everywhere you can think about. So it is a big problem. I thank God Nigeria did not qualify, because I'm wondering how journalists will jump bus and be able to go around covering the games. Yeah, on the side. Yeah, I'm just joking.
Yeah, a lot, like you said. I think that there was a report we saw, probably will take out. There is a report that, of fans, complaining, in that. But we look at the cost. This looks like the rich man's World Cup. Okay. World Cup is actually for the rich, but it's supposed to be all-encompassing. America was not a footballing nation, and then it is ordered to develop that football. I remember, Pele going there, Beckham going there, a lot of going there to go and bring in an individual to come and develop. Right now, at least, yes, and they embraced it, because America and Nigeria are one of in '94. Nigeria rose to number 5 in the world in ranking. In 2010, when South Africa was hosting, America, US, they rose to that particular, rank where they stopped Spain from their unbeaten runs. So basically, but you see, when you bid to host this, you say, come, it is hospitality. Come, it is not discriminatory. But right now, there are countries under ban. There are the nations that they say you have to pay guarantees so that you have to come back. It is not America is not heaven. Basically, America is good. America, that is a policy. That is a country. I'm not supporting people who just go over there through it. We campaigned against TTM where you go. If you go somewhere, come back. Follow the rules. If you break the rules, they pick you. But I think there are some good news now. FIFA is trying to reach out to Donald Trump. They're not trying to reach out to America. They're trying to reach out to Donald Trump.
Yeah, the president.
They say, Mr. President, sir, can you put on hold your ice, all those ice raids from that day, June 11th, that this thing is going to start to the end of July 19th. So, we want to make sure, please, can you do this for us? So that people will not come with fear. They want to come, you want to arrest them, they can just enjoy the game. After the game, if they're there illegally, they will know how to, either they come back or they hide. But during this game, reduce that particular tension. And for Africa and for the world, Saudi Arabia they just sacked Rene Ave. Yeah. Say, look, man, you are no longer our coach. This man, we all know him, won the AFCON with Zambia, won the AFCON with Cote d'Ivoire, and then famously led Saudi Arabia to beating Argentina in that opening game. But now, this is like his second stint with Saudi Arabia. They've asked him to say, man, I will no longer need you. With just a few, less than 2 months to the World Cup, they've asked him to go. Whatever, I don't know what that entails for Saudi Arabian football. But then he's a good coach. But then they're paying him 5 million euros, man. So
I'll get fired.
He's collecting 5 million euros for being sacked. And then the other my manager also is in Ghana, and they sacked to Ado, and then they now brought in Carlos Queiroz. Carlos Queiroz was assistant manager twice to Alex Ferguson, coach Real Madrid, coach Porto. In fact, he coached South Africa.
South Africa, yes.
Then, because of that one, by 2010, Portugal said, look, you are our son. Take us to the World. So he took Portugal to 2010, and then from 2014, 2018, 2022, he took Iran to the World Cup. So this is his 5th consecutive World Cup that he is going.
So for every World Cup, he gets a country to coach. So Ghana is giving him the 5th opportunity.
For 4 months.
Yeah. But do you think this is a good one for Ghana? Because I understand, but the games they play, the friendlies they play, were they expecting to actually beat those teams that they played against, really?
Okay,
especially Germany. Because I believe they tried against Germany in that international friendly.
But of course, the margin of the defeat was something else.
It's 2-1.
No, they lost Austria. But I don't think I will ever sacrifice an Otto Addo for a Queiroz, because this is a man, all his coaching career has never won a league title. Never. The title he has won maybe cup competitions, but a league title, never. And but one thing I'll give to him, he asserted his authority. When he was in South Africa, he resigned when the SAFA guys were trying to smuggle in names, something we do have plenty here. And he said, look, if I don't have that authority to pick my team, I would rather train the toe. And that was exactly what he did. So aside from a man that can withstand external influence, getting you the result, because the Ghanaians, possibly because of 2010, after the quarterfinal, maybe they are having this dream that they are also a world power. But if you are just going to go there, do well in the, maybe pick a point, and this World Cup has to be the easiest World Cup to get to the knockout round.
Yeah.
So with Otto Addo, I don't see the Ghanaians not making it out of the group stage. But what they have done, they can't win the World Cup with Queiroz. They can't get to the semi-final. So I think they are just showing. For him, it's more like a side hustle, because it's a 4-month contract, and he has got nothing to lose. Someone like Addo has a lot to lose. So that substitution, I think, is a very poor strategy from the Ghanaian FA. Then for the Americans, I think they should go and learn. They should be able to learn from the Russians. Russia 2018, you don't even need a visa.
Yes.
Your match ticket gives you access into the Russia territory. And I think people were supposed to leave 2 months after the World Cup, and they said, look, enjoy Russia, and everybody with a World Cup ticket had validity to stay in Russia till December 31st, 2018. The bid for the Olympic, Los Angeles Olympic ticket was opened from 16th to yesterday. And Sisi, if you see the cost, athletics was as high as $1,500
to watch
the Olympics.
I think it's going to be empty, because I mean, the people that can afford it may not even want to go to the stadium to watch the game. That's how funny it is, because most people save for a year. Talking to when I was in Australia for the Women's World Cup, some of the fans I interviewed that came with their teams from Mexico and other countries, they were saying they've been saving and praying that their country should qualify. Especially Colombia qualified for that World Cup. So they save for it. So imagine someone who's been saving for like 2 years, and then you now put ticket for $1,000.
I think probably what they are looking at is this. Because of the ocean, all the ocean that is dividing them, you understand? Most of their fans have come from the South American countries.
Yeah.
The Latin Americans are already, their population is already in America already.
Okay.
And they are good travelers.
Yeah, they understand.
Yeah,
but they are looking at how many Nigerians can afford to come in. How many Ghanaians can afford to come in? How many Cape Verdeans can afford to come in? So they can afford to say, okay, fine, you guys want to come or you don't want to come. If we throw away, if they discard 3 inferior ticket to 1 superior ticket. They meet up for quality. Canadians, of course, they're hosting about many, about 5 or 7 matches. Mexico is hosting 7 games, and then so the rest are in there. So they look at it. They didn't touch Europe. You understand? The people who can come in.
But the Europeans are also complaining about the
no, they are complaining.
They're complaining about
the Scott are complaining. In fact, they were the first set of people they scored to even complain that no, this is out of the window.
But for Saudi Arabia, I mean, sacking coach Bernard, I'm trying to understand why they are doing that, because at the moment there is no known coach that they've not appointed anyone, and so
they're looking at a Belgian. I'm trying to remember his name. Among their shortlist, I think that they're trying to.
There's also Donis. I think
Greece. Yes. No, not Otoreja. I think Donis. There's a guy. There's a Greek manager and a Belgian manager that they are looking at.
I think it will be more of something behind the scene.
Yes. Because they said apart from the result. Yes. Apart from the result, I think they said there are some irreconcilable something they were having and stuff like that.
It's not about results.
It's not about sporting integrity.
Okay. if that's the okay, fine. Maybe they just want to go to the World Cup and participate and be back.
No, but probably it doesn't.
Because whoever they are going to get at the moment, at this point in time, it doesn't have that time to actually prepare this team very well. He did not qualify them for this World Cup. So it's going to start bringing his own tactics. They're going to understand it under 2 months, and then he intends to win 2 or 3 games.
We have seen Cote d'Ivoire change a manager in the middle of a competition, and the guy went on to win it.
See, in Africa, everything is possible. Spain tried it. Yeah? Spain tried it. What happened?
Spain tried it. What happened? Spain shot themselves on the foot.
Yeah, when Spain did that, what happened?
There is a reason no expatriate manager has ever won the World Cup.
Yes. Simple.
There is a reason. It's not coincidence. There is because it has to be very deliberate.
Because you have to know the home. Except they have to pick one of those managers that are currently coaching in Saudi League.
Like what the Moroccans did before the World Cup.
Yeah, that's the thing. So they promoted their under-20 coach to the senior national team. So that's the only way that success is possible. And the Cote d'Ivoire you're talking about, he was the assistant coach. It was easier to step in.
Yes, it was. Like what I'm saying is this. A manager can come in and do well. You can get the best manager and come in and will not perform. You get the least manager. And, you see, I looked at Nigeria and I looked at Joe Bonfrey. I looked at Clemens Westerhoff. I looked at them before they came to Nigeria. I looked at them after they went after Nigeria. Show me what's in their CV. But they achieved. So sometimes it is not the man that you believe that has all the credentials that will give you the best result. Are you getting me? So basically,
she's talking about time.
No, that is the timing I'm talking about here too.
You know, like the Chelsea template.
Yes.
Can give you title, but cannot be a reference point.
Why should
cannot be a reference point? Because people can always talk about the ManU Ferguson as a reference point. Yeah. Guardiola with City reference point.
What of Arsene Wenger as reference point? Arsene Wenger with all the consistency for 9 years at a point won nothing. You understand?
No.
But Chelsea,
Wenger won something, and that was what Wenger told us.
For 9 years, he won 9.
49 unbeaten.
No. City.
49 unbeaten.
City.
It was just recently, 2 years ago, that Leverkusen were able to do that. So give it to him.
You set your KPIs.
Yes.
Do you understand? And that was when Wenger told us, and we're deriding him, that 4th place was a title.
For
Arsenal, their ambition, the objective for the year was a 4th place position.
And they
got it.
No, wait.
And after later, we now saw that truly 4th place was a blessing.
Because I remember Man United finishing 17th or 16th, and they didn't play in the Champions League. So we understand what that means. That's the 4th place.
Can I just say something? Let me just say something here. At a point, you have something like a duopoly in England. There was always like a duopoly, like 2 teams, pushing on. But as at when I was talking about top 4, you understand? Roman came in with all this money in Chelsea. It was not just Manchester United versus Arsenal. Chelsea became a power. Yeah. Man City came in with all their money. They became a power. So there are a lot of Liverpool were spending. So at that point in time, do you know there was a time that Manchester United said, we are not playing the League Cup. They didn't in 1999 after they won the treble. When they went to the FIFA World Cup, they didn't. At a point, they even didn't want to play the FA Cup. They said they are too big to play it. But they started chasing it. Now, if there are 5, 6 good teams. If you enter top 4, that is what he was talking about it. But when there was a duopoly,
that was their
wasn't
objective, and they were getting
yes.
it.
But they didn't have. If you don't have the money and the players to chase for some titles, they just have to make do with the top 4 finish. Okay, we'll come to the Premier League. Let's quickly go straight to we'll talk about the Nigeria Premier League first before we talk about the English Premier League. The games, of course, the NPFL is match day 35. Match day 35. I mean, how many more games you do after now?
35, 36, 37, 38.
That's 4 more games to go.
Yeah, okay.
But before that, we are seeing, we're already seeing the English Premier League result. Let's look at this before we talk about the NPFL, if we will have that. For Brentford and Fulham, that game ended goalless. Leeds United continue where they stop against ManU, beating Wolves by 3-0. Newcastle, Wolves, I think they're already relegation candidate. They lost to West Ham 4-0 on Friday last week. Newcastle and Bournemouth not
back to back. They beat Arsenal. They beat Newcastle. These guys. I tell you, no.
Maybe I'll beat it and they just
at away grounds. Yeah. And the manager has said, I'm leaving.
Really?
Oh my God.
This is a good send forth for him, really. That's what they're trying to do. Tottenham thought they got all 3 points.
I was celebrating.
But Brighton, I thought the game ended 2-1.
Javi Simons scored that goal. And I said, beautiful, they will take it. And then in the 95th minute, in fact, they considered the first equalizer in the for extra added time of first half. Considered, I think there is something with
the Spurs result just mirrors Bournemouth's result.
Yes.
The unbeaten run and the no winning.
No. They've not won
this year. They've not won a game this year.
Yes. So for Bournemouth, they are 13-game unbeaten run. Interesting.
Oh my God.
Interesting. So that's a record for them. You have Chelsea and United. That game was never till the very last week.
Yeah,
I thought Chelsea were going to equalize somehow.
This result,
they just couldn't find it.
Yes, this result did not make Chelsea any. Chelsea played. They deserved to get something out of this game. Yeah. From first half, second half, they deserve. I don't. So if it's not going your way. People, most of the time, result do not tell the full story of the game. In this game, United won. Their first shot on target was what, for the third minute was what is scoring this.
4th minute, they just had 5 touches inside the box of Chelsea. Chelsea were occupying it. Yeah. And they brought in Mason Mount that was almost going to undo what they've done. I thought it was going to I thought because of Mason Mount that United brought in, they may end up losing the game or even a draw. He tried everything possible to undo what United have done. I'm sure maybe he was upset playing against his former team. He was on the bench all through until he was brought in, so he wanted to
can I just
make
say
something out of that game to be the headline.
Okay, let me just say something, because you just pointed out something. Because at one point you have Mason Mount, at the other point you have Alejandro Garnacho. You understand? So basically, you want to play against your former team. You want to show something.
So because Garnacho started, so that's
he didn't even start. No, Garnacho came in after the injury. After the injury, yes. But the thing is that what I love about Garnacho is that the Manchester United fans don't like him. The Chelsea fans don't like him. So
and he was playing his game. He was having fun.
The guy was having fun.
He was having fun on the game. If you can have the games for today, if you can have that, okay, if it's not possible. But for today, yes, Aston Villa and Sunderland. You have Everton, Liverpool, Merseyside derby. But it's going to be the first time Liverpool is going to Everton's new home, right?
Yeah.
Nottingham Forest and Burnley. Nottingham Forest, you better not go on relegation.
Both of them are relegation candidates.
Manchester City and Arsenal, yes, that's the game, the title decider. Whoever wins this game, the trophy will just be trekking to their stadium. Before the final game, it will be there. Crystal Palace and West Ham. West Ham are having a good time. But then our focus is obviously on Manchester City, Arsenal. But that will be after this break. Welcome back. And of course, Okpeyemi is making way for Jimmy Ogulano. Arsenal is on fire, right?
Is Jimmy Kato?
Jimmy.
You are renaming me. That's in front of you. Well, it's okay. It's good to have Ken back, especially on a day like this. So I'm assured Gunners the world over, they are happy because the jinx will be broken today.
How does that concern? What has it got to do with me?
We know where you belong.
Since that doesn't go to
we know where you
is not playing.
We know where you belong.
No, I don't understand.
Let me remind you of what happened last weekend. Not the last weekend. a team didn't play football for more than 3 weeks. And then when they came on, they didn't even know how to clear, their defense.
They now lost at home.
So it was really terrible. The way they were playing, they couldn't handle the ball. They couldn't do any clear out. And then even the coach even forgot the rules that when you pull a player's hair, obviously you're being sent off. But he's still upset by that. So I'm wondering if the 3 weeks of no action actually made them forget the rules and how to play football and everything. Okay. It happened, right?
Ken, what says thou?
No, I like CC, the analyst, because CC is asking the question and she's answering it.
So it's rhetorical what she said.
For me, I am listening. Okay. CC, I'm listening.
Okay, I'll continue. All right. Now, you know what? Before they react, let's take. I promise that when we come up from that break, we'll be talking about Arsenal and Manchester City. But first, we're going to listen to Mikel Arteta, the charge he has given to the players. He's privileged to be in this situation. He's on the verge of winning his very first trophy in his career. And then I'm talking about the Premier League title.
Yeah.
But then, the last time he told the players to play with pure fire. But this time around, he's just telling them, okay, go ahead, have fun, and play. But no fire this time, but just play as best as you can. Let's listen to Mikel Arteta, his message to his players ahead of the game against Manchester City.
We have earned the right to be in this position, to be challenging, and with the possibility to win and the opportunity to win on Sunday, arguably against the best team and the best manager that this league has ever seen. And that's a huge privilege, and we cannot wait to play the game. We're going to prepare the game to win it, that's for sure. And we see that as a big opportunity for us. Our team has to give us every tool, every element that we need to go and win it. And we will have a very, very strong opponent. We know that in front of us. But we've been doing it for 9 months. In every context, we have played a lot of games against them, and we know what we have to do. Everything plays a part in a match. Technique as well, obviously, because without that, there is nothing. But there is obviously a huge part to play in that sense, and we have improved a lot in that area, and we have to show it on Sunday again, that's for sure. I feel very privileged, so I don't know how prepared for Man City. I feel very privileged to have earned the right to be in this position to play such a big and great game. Obviously, it's a really important one for both teams, and it will incline the balance a little bit, but winning a game in the Premier League is so tough for everybody. So after this one, they will have still some very difficult matches for all of us, and we'll have to wait and continue whatever happens.
That's Mikel Arteta there talking to his players, and of course, the fact that they're going to play Manchester City, and this is a title decider. Arsenal, they've been dropping the ball in their last 3 games, but this time around, this will be different because they are looking at the title right in their face. If they lose this game, they'll drop in 3 points. And Man City, we have just 3 points. That Man City will now have 3 points behind them. And City are playing Burnley, who is a relegation candidate during the week. And if they win that game, they'll be on same points. But City could be topping because they have a better goal difference. So this is a tricky tie.
The pressure is on City. The pressure is on City. Not on Arsenal.
Really?
All Arsenal needs is to maintain the status quo. Can I add Belum?
What's the status quo? What they
are going political. They are Belum. I don't know why they are Belum.
No. What I mean is this.
Ken just said status quo ante Belum.
Can you explain it to Adrian? Because they'll be wondering, what are you saying in Latin?
The status quo as it is that the Gunners are 6 points ahead of City.
Yep.
All they need to do is maintain that. So they don't need to beat City to maintain that, and then City will have a fewer games to go through. You see, City will still have Bournemouth to play.
Yeah.
There are some of course they have the momentum.
Those stubborn.
They have it. So the thing is this: the league will not end today. But if Arsenal wins, yes, most likely it will end. But if City wins and or draw, then of
wait
course
till the final day.
It will. We have to push. But all I'm saying is that the pressure is on City to get a result. Arsenal can play counter. They can don't defend too deep, but hold them there and sit on the counter. If I'm Arteta, you have the players who can do it. There is no doubt about that, and they'll go out.
I think I would take a dissension away from using that word pressure, because I recollect last week, Okwe did say something on here when he said it looked like Arteta was inviting pressure, and we saw it happen. Was inviting pressure on the players. But you see that more or less, like Pep had been doing, he's been deflecting pressure off the player, so it helps better. Like Ken has said, yes, the pressure may be on City, but if you also look at the statistics where 75.1% of the time you have City do well in April, but for Arsenal it's 42 point something percent. That's not a good statistic for Arsenal. I would just think, okay, maybe the statistics between the two of them in the past 5 games where Arsenal are not lost, is something that really will count in their favor. They'll go into the game with that confidence.
Did you just say
that
Arsenal haven't lost in the past 5 games?
Against City, yeah.
Head-to-head.
In the last
Head-to-head record, yeah.
So, I think that also, when you couple it with the fact that the last 2 away games at City, they also have not lost. They'll go in with that confidence that they can actually out City. But we also understand that City will be riding off the momentum that, look, when they are chasing you, they never relent. And they almost have not lost. So normally, you look at it, the unassailable lead that Arsenal had at a point, seemingly unassailable lead, is what they should have protected. Similar to what we had with Liverpool in 2020, but it's not happening now. And maybe, just maybe, Arsenal wins, and maybe that being decided today.
Okay, I have a feeling the league will not end today. I just have that feeling.
Yeah. Okay, but Pep Guardiola has a different idea that if City lose, it's over, right? Let's listen to him.
I think it's being realistic.
Lose, it's over. But the other 2 results, knowing that Arsenal didn't win Bournemouth, still have games to play. 6 games is a lot in our calendar, especially. It's terrible. We say in the Everton away, Bournemouth away, Aston Villa the last game at home. Apart of course Barley's and Crystal Palace and Brentford at home. So Crystal Palace, look what's going on. Aston Villa and Crystal Palace in Europe. So still many things to do. The first 30 minutes, the final against Arsenal, they were better. For the last 15 in the second half, we were better. So still we are not completely, but it's normal. And on the other side, they cannot pretend against Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea in this time of teams being 95, 96 minutes all the time perfect. But of course, there is one aspect is not about the future, the present, the past. It's how's the confidence. It's an incredible, aspect. All the managers you could buy in a supermarket, the confidence will go there and will buy, immediately, because that is one of the most important aspects, and of course the results help us. But the reality is that 7 games left for us and in the Premier League, and that is the decisive moment.
Okay, it started with, should they lose this game, it is over for them. And then they've got a series of games to play that's still difficult. They're going to be playing Brentford. They have Brentford to play. They have Everton to play.
Tough.
They have Bournemouth to play.
Tough.
They have Crystal Palace, and of course the final game against Aston Villa.
Tough.
So these are the games they want to play, and that's why the focus here: beat Arsenal today, and then the league title race.
I'm even surprised that Ken is saying this may not be the decider, because 2-3 months ago Ken was talking about 18th of April. All of a sudden, Ken is now saying it may not be decided.
You talk based. You use
based
the word
on
here,
results.
Seemingly. Understand? You say, I'm using your own
but
word.
If Arsenal wins the game
pressure
today,
to me. It doesn't. that your reverse psychology will not work. You had not just said seemingly unassailable. Okay, I think we have a green on here. Okay.
Okay. Before we go to Barrister Chris Green, the former technical chairman of Nigeria Football Federation, and of course, former commissioner for Rivers State. Let's just take a look at the MPFL games for this weekend. After that, we go to him because we'll be paying tribute to those stars that we lost during the week. All right, Wiki Tourist and Bender Insurance will be in action today, and Abia Warriors and Ikorodu City, Plateau United and Kun Khalifa, Economic Warriors and Shooting Stars, Kano Pillars and Rivers United. Kano Pillars, Rivers United, that's another tough one. That's match day 35 fixtures Katsina and Bayelsa United. You have Kwara United and Bara FC, Nasarawa United and Warrior Wolves, Enugu Rangers and Eimba. Another one. Remo Stars welcome Niger Tornadoes. Remo Stars, I don't know how our team that just won the league last season, relegation. Well,
the team from 12th to 20th, they're still, struggling to avoid the relegation scowl. The first and second, Rivers and Rangers, I think they really have done well. Also, you have the likes of Abia Warriors in the mix for continental places. Ikorodu United also doing well. Shooting Stars are 5th on the table. I think they also are not doing badly. But I think that the relegation battle, we have Remo Stars on 19th position at this point in time, is such a sore sight to see, especially for a club that we have touted as the best, and really they are struggling at this point to avoid relegation. So we just wait to see what happens. The relegation battle will be tough.
We just hope they don't go down. Because they go down, because they did not. Their youth team didn't win the
Beyond Limit did not qualify. We have Sporting Lagos also qualify Inter Lagos. So we'll be having 3 Lagos teams.
We don't want 2 teams that's owned by one person in the same.
No,
that is even the rule all over the world. FIFA, you cannot.
So when you're talking about Beyond Limit, so
no. What I'm saying is, if Remo Stars get relegated, and then Beyond Limit is there, one of them we have to leave.
One of them will have to leave.
All right. So that's the games for you. Now we go straight to Chris Green, the former technical chairman of Nigerian Football Federation, who's also past chairman of Rivers State, commissioner for Rivers State, joining us to. Join us in paid tribute to the former NFF president who died yesterday. Talking about Ibrahim Galadima. He died at 74. And we'll also be talking about Temison Kumi, who died on Thursday night. Of course, we got the story on Friday morning. Barrister, it's great to have you join us on the show today.
Can you hear me? It's Rosie.
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Speak up. We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
It's gone sound.
Okay. We can actually hear you, but if you're able to hear us, so can you hear us? Can you hear the studio? Okay, I think we'll get back to him when he's able to, hear us from the studio.
Okay, he's going to Kano. No?
Yeah, I think he's on his way. So he's on his way to Kano. So he's actually on his way. So if he tries to join us later, we will talk about these 2, stars that just left the sporting world. One is a journalist, the head of Sport and Inspiration, Classic FM, head of sport, Temison. Happy-lucky going guy. I mean, that's one of those journalists that when you meet, you understand what I'm talking about. I know you know him very well, that Jimmy know him very well. So this is someone that when we heard the news, it was shocking because he had his show on Monday, then he fell ill on Tuesday, then before you know it, story came out that he was gone.
He lived a life. Temison, I don't think I met Temison up to 10 times. But this guy, this guy is a human being. You see, everybody, I have never seen Nigeria lose somebody like this, and his whole constituents are all there talking positives about this young man, about the lives he touched, he's effective. The impact he has made, the way he adored his boys, his wife, his family, his friends, those who are up, those he gave opportunity to. But he makes you feel at home. I have never the goodwill is. It was shocking. It was shocking because it was in Friday morning. I was at the airport. I was at the airport at Gatwick when somebody sent me a text message say, have you heard about Temison? I said, tell me what is about Temison. And the moment my response was, what did you say? I said no. The thing I replied, I said no. And this guy, he laughs. See, not every someone they laugh. You know, some that you know it is
in their eyes.
You know it is coming in. Tell me, this guy, he has his own language with his friends, with everything. The way he talks, it's like I don't care what the world is talking about here, but he has the purest of hearts, the coolest of mind, the loveliest of fathers of family. I wish I interacted more with him. But I tell you, if I show you the messages for the, well, that you will see that. I mean, no. I think heaven is richer with this guy's presence.
Very impressionable character, humble, no hairs around him, and one that a lot of people do love because of the fact that he's a real person. He's not your type of person that is artificial. And the language, like Ken did talk about, he has some funny coinages. When he throws it out there, oh, this is Temison, this is his trademark. May God bless his soul.
Amen. I hope that the family, especially the boys, his boys, we don't want to imagine how they are feeling at the moment, because Temison is, you talk about some people, you say they are larger than life.
Absolutely.
And that's the kind of person that he is.
And
he
was actually asthmatic. And then he told the whole world about it.
Especially during COVID.
And he fought with it, and he tried to educate people. He's one of those people like, look, these are the things you're going to have. It's unfortunate he has to go through it because that attack is what he got. But he enlightened the world. He tried to save lives. To say, I am going through this. I have this. And if you have it, this is how you survive.
You need to do.
And in spite of this, let me tell you this. Temison lived his life.
Yeah, he did, really.
He lived his life.
He did, really. Because the advocate during COVID, when he was talking about it, if you are going through this, do not go out there. Stay indoors. And I believe so many lives were saved because of what he did during that time. I mean, there was a time I was supposed to, anchor a show with him on his radio station. I ran away. I wish I had done that. I mean, that would have been a very, very great memory. Let's go back to Chris Green now if he's ready to join us again. It's great to have you join us again, Barrister.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well, loud and clear.
This network is terrible. Wow, what's going
on? Okay. I can actually hear you. If you can speak up, I can hear you really.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can.
Tell him to go ahead.
Okay. Can you go ahead?
Can you hear me?
Okay. I think maybe we'll have to. Yeah, he's on the road, so we understand what's going on. Maybe next week we'll be able to take him, wherever he'll be. I hope he won't be on the road. He's on the road. No network can actually happen. But another person we want to talk about on the show is also former Nigerian Football Federation president. Also, when he was NFA, everyone has also been talking about him. Ibrahim Galadima, he dies at 75. From the National Sports Commission to the current board of NFF to the sporting world, they've been paying tribute to this great man. His impact, in Nigerian football. Ken.
His impact in Nigerian football. The first thing you hear when people talk about Galadima is his integrity.
Absolutely.
The next thing you are going to hear is detribalized. Then another thing is mentorship. We tried to reach Chris Green, and Chris Green told a lot of stories of Galadima, of how he met him. I'm trying to reach Sanitoro. Sanitoro, by the time he left Bauchi this morning, is on his way, to Kano for the burial, that the former Sekjen. So, I try. So a lot of persons see. Sometimes when they say live your life, because you don't know what people are going to say when you leave. You understand? When you are called up. He was there. There was no financial problem when he was there. There was nothing. His sin was that probably Nigeria didn't qualify for the 2006 World Cup. And then after then, the next day was to set him. He won that particular election. And then of course the problem with NFF
and the ministry.
The ministry and the NFF, the rest of them all happened to him. They already conducted the election. He has already won. Yeah. You understand? And then at the end of the day, he stepped aside. And when people were fighting, he told them, "Don't fight on my behalf. They want me to go, I will go." You understand? You see, you just look at somebody that said, "This life, say, what is it all about?" Because suppose it is either I or nothing. It is this or nothing. I don't care what happens. But even the injustice done to him, He said, let it go. You guys, I'm happy for the support, but let it go. They don't want me there. I have done my best.
Absolutely.
I put in there, and from in Kano, from being part of the formation of Kano Pillars, to we're going to Raka Rovers, to all. He has a history. He didn't just drop from somewhere. I'm managing Kano's FFA to get into the national spectrum to do whatever he did, and served without a blemish to his name, to his integrity, and that is
as chairman of the sub-seat of Kano.
Yeah.
In the competition, the World Cup under 20 in 1999, he actually retired funds.
17.
He actually retired. He actually retired funds as at that point in time. Accountability, integrity. He had everything going for him in terms of that human being. Where when you are talking about integrity, you mark him for it, and that was why it looked like the others had problems with him. Those that felt, oh, he was being high-handed in making sure that all funds were being accounted for. And that's why he fell into problems with them, because they felt, oh, there should be sleaze. At the end of the day,
he should have been sharing formula after.
Exactly, but he was not willing to be a part of it. And also, what's instructive to note is when he said, oh, going to the World Cup was not Nigeria's birthright. Has he not been proven right till today?
Now we have
20 years
we have not gone to back-to-back.
We have not gone to. So it was never meant to be our birthright in the first place.
It's
not
nobody's
birthright.
For it. Yeah. England has missed going to the World Cup. Holland has missed going to the World Cup. Italy has, every country has missed going to the World Cup.
Italy happens to be the king of misses.
Exactly.
I mean, 4 World Cup titles, and you've not been to the last 3.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, so like what Jimmy just said. Ibrahim Galadima is one Nigerian that they will tell you, if you collect extra codes for 10 days and he spends 6 days, he will return the 4 days. He will return it there. But some, if they sign for 10 days, when they come back, they will put 27 days that we spent this and we spent that. Not that man.
Not this man.
Not this man.
I hope everyone listening can actually take a cue from him, because when you live this world, we always say that the word, is this saying in Shakespeare, popular Shakespeare, the word is a stage. So you come, you dance, and then when it's time for you to leave, you have to be very careful
how do you about what will be written on your epitaph. Not only what will be written, but what is written on the minds of the people about you. Because it's okay for everybody to mourn and say, oh, he was a great man. But in the hearts, what exactly do they feel about or think about you?
So you have to leave your footprint.
Absolutely.
By the sands of time.
Yeah, that's how it is. Well, we have to go. I mean, on this very sad note, so hopefully we're praying for their families that, God will grant them the strength and the energy, whatever they need to actually go through this trying period, and also for their souls and the souls of all the faithful departed. Rest in peace. Amen. Well, Ken, you have to drop your pen and we have to go.
Okay. It's something familiar, dropping the pen. But I just have to drop the pen.
Just drop it in the middle.
Okay, since I should drop it, I'm dropping the pen. But CC will sign off.
Ken, thank you so much for
Jimmy,
thank you so much for coming on the
pleasure.
program.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for watching. I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Have a great Sunday and be good.